No, okay. Alright, now, back to the game. Uh, Actually, I checked a walkthrough for this specific puzzle I'm stuck in, and I'm glad I did because you need to do something very specific that I don't know if it would I would think of it. I would have thought it. Basically, there is only one knife of the several that can be used to destroy the painting. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I'll manage to do it, of course, because the game is still difficult. But I'll try. Well, let's hope I'll do it in the first one, right? The first try, I mean. I'm not the type of person who likes sequences or even full games where you cannot fight back, as in this case. No matter how cool it looks. Don't worry, if I die, I'm not going to let the cutscene play again. Good textures.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, let me play.
Damn. Did it hear that? This dagger looks different.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I haven't drunk anything.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
The creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back.
If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
All right. I don't know if Kat actually saw anything or not, and if she's aware of anything or not, and just hiding it. 2. I don't know if it is all in my character's head yet. I'm quite confused because of what happened with the police officer. Although he says he forgot. Anyway, I want to clarify something about the painting and the action sequence earlier. Apparently, there is. You remember the piano, right? Well, you could, before you went into the painting room, the gallery, you could play it a bit, and it would show you a secret compartment which had inside a book. That book had info about specific knife that you need. And now, if I knew that you needed a specific knife, I would have probably figured out that you need a specific knife for the job. Because if you remember, I tried a couple of different knives and kept failing. It didn't cross my mind at the time that the problems with the knife. It's not from what I remember right now. So yeah, that's it. Let's see. The Nameless Bookstore. Okay. The sampler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, a detective managed to send it back and into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. 1 second. Okay. That can be good. I'll call the police if I were you. Yeah, let's have a look at the diary. 5 points. Yeah, we need 1 more point. Meet the Shambler. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has for some reason comes to my mind the brother from another mother thing. I don't know why. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the shambler back into the painting, using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator, on the psyche, I think it's called, of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Dagger of the Ancients. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the Elder sign on its hilt. Okay. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Yeah. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. I'm not sure how accurate that is. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after the demonstration of power? Painting of the Sombra, yeah. What, did you take it? No, this is just info, yeah. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I'm not sure. I assume the answer is no. Sanders' residence. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and in gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. He faced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters. And the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What? The Shambler, a painting by Sarah, a close friend of the couple. This doesn't make sense. Shambler. There's no comma here. Alright, the Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, close friend of the couple. Don't think you need a comma there. Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. This doesn't feel right. Well, anyway, let's continue. What happened in this room? I'll never be able to forget it. I don't have good experience with paintings in games. For example, Oblivion. There's a mission with one painting. I'm not going to spoil it. And that took me out of the game. Made me not want to play the game for a long time, like a couple of years. I don't remember.
Where is the bookseller?
I don't know.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. This is tea. Earl Grey. Hot.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association. principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. He treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Applicable. Right, we are advancing. Had a noise. F. Linguistics. Archaeology. This is creepy. History of Darkwater, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, What? In the 19th century, that's fine. As the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world. Oh, come on, this cannot be me, right? This doesn't sound right. Whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans, I think it's called in English. In 1847, after months of pursuit, I'll call it Scylla because that's how I know it, returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. I don't know about that. I mean, I thought it was supposed to be like a huge whale, not exactly, not just a random beast. This human core? What letters are they? Yeah, I keep hearing, I don't know if you can hear them, various sounds that shouldn't be here. Whatever, like ghosts or something, I don't know. Volume 2 of Darkwater History. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood. Yeah, that's not normal. Settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare document and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. What disappeared? The behaviors or something else? Okay.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
So what that means? These Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, Will be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Handbook and Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. Precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. This looks like something that if I interact with, we're gonna have a cutscene. So let's have a look with the light, since I missed something. Ah, no, that's oil. On the other hand, if I go that way, I might get... I don't know.
What happened here?
No. Let's use this one. Ah. What?
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I never heard of. That I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Okay, this is the sampler. Alright. We've improved that. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its backroom houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol. Lost now. Yeah, before I do that, let's have a look. Book 1, the Anatomy and Dissection book. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors. Okay, let's read this again. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Okay. Kind of. Okay, noise coming from the painting or behind it. No. Cannot. Doesn't let me do anything.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong?
Hurt.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Is he trying to get out? Looks like he was struggling to get out than anything else.
What killed all these animals?
Oh, mice.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
A beautiful woman.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
That's the same symbol, isn't it?
What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it?
I'm not sure about the noises, and it looks like computer related.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Yeah, I'm not sure I should do anything with it. Open the safe. The burglary. The nameless bookstore's burglar came through the door. A bit further, some knocked over objects allowed the trail to be followed into the back room. There, the mess next to the safe confirms the person's aim. However, there is no material evidence to support my hunch as to the identity of the burglar. Charles Hawkins did indeed appear to me, as well as the star symbol on the door of the safe. I cannot determine if the presence of Sarah Hawkins in my projections is a result of the unconscious work of my mind, or whether it proves that the case obsesses me. Alright, what else are going to get points? Yeah, I think I'll go for eloquence. But I need 6 points.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder's sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion, hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins Everything points to it being okay. Whatever. Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips of Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Did he stole it? Possible. Yeah, before I do this, check the other rooms again. Oh my.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Darby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
The Key of Solomon, Arkham Anthology Volume 4. The Book of Spells, supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L. W. De Lorenz's original. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Volume 4 again. Same thing.
Arkham Editions? Never heard of him.
A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology. Okay, so I checked this.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Massa di Requiem per Sugai. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Cietti Brodighera. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an odious riot that left several dead and missing.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leoni and Theophilus Whitebridge. This volume is part of...
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Volume 2, Corpus Hermeticum, written by Hermes Trismegistus. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of these people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. This volume is part of the Achaemenid mythology, blah blah blah. Yeah, don't check everything.
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? I don't know, but it's beautiful. And you can... so good.
Things are not looking good.
If I ever have a large place, I'm gonna have one of them. So never.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Okay. I'll go. Key of Riley file. Oh, the thingy, yeah. Where am I gonna find another phonograph? Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. 34, 45, I'm reached it, 50. I'm not missing anything. I haven't seen any phonographs anywhere.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
The page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If someone finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is a pleasure of reason, but disorder is a delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I'll neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. I assume he means. Pressing the wrong buttons. Yeah. So how am I going to use them? Ten. Wait. 10-3-4-0, right? Ten 3-4-0. Might be the same. It's impossible to tell. 10-3-4-2. Wait. Might not be 0, might be 2. So they might be the same number. 10-3-4-2. Is it this number then? Well, I cannot save and try, so let's try. Wait, let's get some oil. It's 3 numbers. Okay, I can change now, I can rotate and okay. It's definitely not that. Alright, let's see. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. Oh. Is there a phonograph somewhere I missed? It's possible. There is a phonograph. How did I miss it?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
It?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yes, this one. What am I?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
You can try 974.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Right.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Can try 198. Or I can subtract 18 from 1908. But that would still have me with 4 numbers. I could add all the numbers. So it would be 1926. Can try 198.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
This is volume 4. Why do I keep saying volume 9?
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
Wait.
Drake talked about
4,
a particular
yeah.
volume. So these are the volumes that Drake
7.
was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
4.
Drake talked about
9.
a particular volume.
What? No, that was 9.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Cannot interact with the book. $198. But that's what I tried last time, right?
What did Drake say about this collection?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Alright. 3 cylinders for 3 numbers is not a coincidence. And I don't think that only the last one contains information. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm pretty sure the third one is for the third number. So, the third combination number. So I'm gonna place this, the last one is 9. Now, the second was about chess pieces. So let's have a look at the chessboard.
The queen has little protection.
Not zoom in at all.
The queen has little protection.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Is the number of chess pieces on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 on the board. However, the white ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. Or it could be 7, but let's try it 4 for now.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay. Things that cross my mind. Willing to pay if there was something that with money in the store. That could be it. Could be some clue there. Also, there are 2 sound distortions at first.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The chalice of knowledge.
Doesn't mean this. Well, let's see. What? But there are more stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many are missing? 1, or possibly missing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. Let's see if there is anything like stones, gold, or drops. These appear to be cockroaches. Precious stones. Gold. Red drops. I'm thinking of the blood near the entrance, but it's too BS to be that. Can be that.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Perhaps I need to count on the red ones.
The chalice of knowledge.
Let's see. I assume this is red. Wait. Alright, let's start with the one right to the bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in case. It is 5. The question is that clue wrong for me or that?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry.
Alright.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Are there any other red stones I did not see? I didn't count. Don't think so. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if that is it, it's not wrong.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, so either it means do not count the queen or count everything else. Or does it mean... Okay, let's see. I'm thinking that perhaps it means count only the soldiers. But let's go with this one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 5. Yeah, good. Yes. That's so dusty. Looks really heavy. Not good. Wow. Okay, I guess I'm gonna stop here since we reached chapter 8. Interesting. Very different from the previous chapter. Okay. Just in case, I'm gonna read this and start it. I'll probably save, so yeah. But just in case. Right, chapter 8, Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Alright, and I'm gonna stop here for now. Thank you very much for watching, and more next time. Bye bye.